Hello, I'm Liz Coleman and I am from Group 148, which is Birmingham and West Midlands region. What keeps me coming to Lourdes with HCPT? Um, I travelled to Lourdes as a teenager with the Nottingham Diocese as a helper, and I enjoyed that. And then when I was a student at Cambridge, I got involved with their chaplaincy group with children with disabilities, who travelled to Lourdes with HCPT. This is back in the 1980s, and I just really loved it from then. So I travelled with HCPT as a student. Then working life took over, family life took over, and I didn't really have that Lourdes experience, that HCPT experience, for another probably 20 years when Paul Taylor, who is our group leader and Midlands regional chair, goes to the same church as me in Bearwood. And he was chatting to me after Mass one day and said, I'm thinking of starting a group, an HCPT group in this area. Do you know anyone who'd be interested coming as a volunteer? I went, yes, me. He did a double take and he said, you said that really quickly. Do you know what it's about? So I was going, oh yeah, I went as a student. And he's like, okay, so you will know what it's about then. So yes, so obviously went through the normal interview processes. In my job, I work in primary school, but my specialism is with children with special needs and learning disabilities. So, and I genuinely trace that back to my time in Cambridge, volunteering with a local group at the chaplaincy, and then going to Lourdes and finding. So, in many ways, HCPT has given me my vocation, and we're talking about a lot about mission at the moment, and I can actually trace that. I'm very fortunate. I can go, yeah, that's what I've been called to do. So what keeps me coming back is the special moments, the children, the family group. Family group is so important, and the wonder of children and families that come to Lourdes for the first time. They have expectations. They may know about the holiness of the place and have heard about that. What they won't understand until you've been is the joy, and that Lourdes pilgrimage, that HCPT Easter pilgrimage, is such a joy-filled experience for everyone that you have to keep coming back so that you share in those opportunities for other people. My auntie is one of the old and the bold, so we've had that long family connection as well, and she's delighted that I'm now taking on, actively involved in HCPT, and it's lovely. It was beautiful at the Trust Mass this year, at the Diamond Jubilee Mass, to have my auntie from the Old and the Bold group sitting with us. I've lost count of how many times she's been to Lourdes, but she was sat in with our group, and next to me was a family, mum and son, who had never been to Lourdes before, who was so grateful to our group, and that sense of community, communion and family, just was throughout everything on that day. It Even while I'm talking now, you just feel the emotion of that day, of the joy, of the celebration, and that sense of purpose, of love, of, I don't know, trying to put it into that magic. It's beyond magic, that spirit that is within Lourdes. Um, and there's lots of things that we do in the week. Remember what the little boy that I was looking after, he's got quite severe cerebral palsy, and he was frightened of animals. So going up to Hosanna House, to the petting zoo, he was like really nervous. By the end of it, he was happily holding the rabbits. We've got pictures. He wanted to hold absolutely everything and sort of squealing with delight because he's there cuddling a rabbit or touching the goat, and his mum, who came with him as his helper, she was just couldn't believe it, how his communication had, just so many people, she says, don't understand him, but you're beginning here, he's communicating with lots more people, and that's my miracle. she actually said that that's my Lourdes miracle, and I have come here with this group, and you have become my friends, and that I think is what makes HCPT special. We come together because we feel called in some way, um, and we start as strangers and we become friends, and our friendship grows while we're there, and we become closer, and that draws us in with Our Lady, and we also become closer to her Son. So it is just amazing, and I feel very privileged.